1973 to 2013. A very good afternoon, Suzanne.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Now,
Good.
talking of funny faces, this is going to be very naughty. There is this very young girl on the cover of this album.
I was once, you know.
But how young are you in this photograph?
In that photo, I was probably about 14, 15.
Wow.
Yeah. On the back, I was 12.
No! It's a long career. It's a great career.
Look, I have been so lucky. I mean, there's been a lot of work, but look, I've been so lucky. It's been a fantastic ride for 40 years.
Did you ever think you would, when you first recorded, you'd still be singing, you'd still be out there doing it, still performing?
No, not at all. And so look, it was something that, I mean, at the age of 12, it was not something I wanted to do, or I had no ambition to be a singer or to do anything else. But it was something that at 12 that I found I could do. So of course, once I did television, that was it. And the very first song that so many people remember is that Funny Face, where I had the big pigtails and things, and I can remember the unholy row I had with my mother over having to wear pigtails, but it worked.
And bows in your hair.
I did.
Well, you've come a long way since then. You've cut a lot of albums, a huge amount.
Yeah, there'd be probably close to 40, maybe 42 albums now. It's a lot of albums out there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And yet, but that's one of the reasons why we've done this one, is so many of those albums through the years, you can't get them anymore. And, I was getting so much mail and emails and letters and things like that from people to say, look, where can I get such and such a song or whatever? In fact, just before I came up to Auckland today, there was an email saying, look, where can I get One Day at a Time? So really, that's another reason why we've put this album out. It's just so much nostalgia on there.
Well, forget the nostalgia. How hard was this to put together? Because when you've recorded as much as you have, I mean, someone's got to editorialise, someone's got to slash and burn.
Yeah,
and go,
look,
it's got to go to the cutting floor. How did you do it?
It was an absolute nightmare. It really was a nightmare, and that's something I got to thank. There was Tori and Scott from Sony who did all of that sort of thing. I mean, there were so many people came through my career, and I think I recorded with just about every recording company, that was there in New Zealand, and there've been so many people come through my career as either managers or agents or whatever, and it was an absolute nightmare. I take my hat off to them. I think I would have pulled the pin months ago on it. So I get 10 points for effort, I tell you.
Although I guess when you have a career like this, and it's in your blood, obviously, and you love doing it, I mean, how do you stop?
I don't know that I probably will, and I think as long as people want to hear me sing, and as long as I can still stand up and sing with a bit of commitment and a bit of energy, and that, I think I'll probably always do that. But I mean, I've diversified over the years too, because I don't only sing country, I sing all sorts of things, and it's great to have been able to turn my hand to different styles of music over the years, and I think that's probably kept me fresh too.
Well, I've got to be honest, we popped on Amazing Grace earlier this afternoon.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, just no backing, just this lovely voice just there. And you have developed a really, really very pleasant style. In terms of that, would you rather be live, or do you like the recording?
That's a hard one, because I've always suffered with nerves. In fact, it's a funny thing because, so many people say you look so relaxed up there, But I guess that's something that I've developed to be able to do. But no, I must admit, for years, I would have given anything than actually walk on a stage and just sat in a studio and sung. I would be happy with that. But I think over the years you do get a bit more experience under your belt, so they say, and I really enjoy the work now. In fact, this year I'm wanting to do more live work and be a little bit closer related to the public, because if you're doing theatre shows, you really don't get to talk with them that much, and so I really want to get in and do some more of that this year.
Well, you ever thought of cabaret style at all?
No, not
you?
so much, no. Maybe a little bit. Look, I turn my hand to all sorts of things. I mean, I've done jazz festivals, and I'm not really what I'd call a jazz singer, but in my repertoire, I do jazz, and I do so many different things. I mean, I'll do something from Fleetwood Mac, from all sorts of things, and that's really, I think, one of the things that has really stood me in good stead over the years.
How did politics get into your repertoire? Come on, how did politics sneak in there? Were you just an angry Southland girl, were you?
Oh, look, I think at the time, I mean, I'd been, we've got a licensing trust in Invercargill, and I've been the deputy president there for a number of years, But the council at the time for the last election was absolutely at rock bottom. And as much as, look, I liked him personally. I think he's great. And he has done in those early years. He did a lot for Invercargill, and I cannot take that away from the man. He's been great. But I think now they do need some new blood. And at that time, 3 years ago, the council was such disarray. And Tim was he was all over the shop that I thought, no, somebody's got to do something. But don't count it out. I'm not running for election this year. But
when I saw you on the hustings, I went, oh, this is new. This is new. I'm really pleased that you've got this album together. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And we're going to give 3 of them away this afternoon.
That'll be excellent.
You don't mind, do you?
I don't mind at all. I hope they enjoy it.
Yeah, guys, look, we're going to hook back into our calls around Anzac Day and what you're going to be doing tomorrow. And so you guys, what I want you to do is get on the phone and we're just going to give one to you randomly. How's that? Suzanne, where are you off to? Where are you going to be performing, and what are you going to be doing with the album?
Well, I'm up here in Auckland. I arrived today to do a lot of promotion for the album, but doing some shows. My next couple of shows are going to be in Christchurch on the 10th of May for Mother's Day, doing a Mother's Day promotion in Christchurch, and also to promote the album. So that's the 10th and the 11th of May in the Hornby Workingmen's Club and the Oxford Club, which is something new for me. I haven't done clubs for so many years. And
Don't
it's
want
nice.
to do cabaret. Oh, come on, you are full of it. You're absolutely full of it. Come on.
God.
Suzanne Prentice, the very best of 1973 to 2013. Where can we get hold of it?
You can get a hold of it at any good shop that sells CDs, the Warehouse. You'll get it all over the place.
Suzanne, you have yourself a lovely afternoon. Nice day in Auckland.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.